I'm saying these are ideas that people are putting into
and you know what?
the public domain.
Yeah, you know what? And he scored 23 points last night.
Yeah, well, I wasn't talking about him particularly, because he's not the only one that I've heard say that they think the world may be flat. So he's not the only one, but yeah, that did come to mind.
I actually think it's sharp, but that's just me.
Well, you know, you're a musician. Flats and sharps go together.
Hey, good afternoon or good morning. Welcome to another episode of Old Black Men Conversations. I am your co-host, brother, father, grandfather, David Harold Dudley III, aka Sonny. And you are?
I'm still the real Cliff Barnes.
Right on, brother, right on. But like I was saying a minute ago, the thing with Kanye, right?
Can you speak up just a little bit?
What you said about Kanye's mother dying and her keeping him grounded, he's kind of gone off the deep end since then. I look at that as bullshit. Plain and simple, because not only did my mother die, but soon after that my father died, and recently my brother died. That shit ain't drove me crazy. That's bullshit. Well, I mean, I think that's an excuse for him to do whatever the hell he wants to do, which most of us stay within the bounds of civilization and morality, if you will. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
No, but the thing is, there's certain relationship dynamics that change from family to family to family to person to person.
Well, what doesn't change?
And some other people, if you go through, you know, in my experience, when they lost somebody dear to them, when that was the only one that they were dealing with, and a lot of people have gone off the deep end.
Right.
I'm not saying that's exactly what it is. I'm just saying
but like what you're saying,
the way it seems.
Right. Well, even in that mode, if that's somebody, the only one that you're connected to, you can relate to, there's a problem anyway.
I never said there wasn't. I'm not. Could be. But the whole thing is, as I say, family dynamics change from family to family.
Yeah.
And a lot of and then also what you have to bring into consideration is their state of mind before and after. So I mean, everybody is not necessarily as strong as you and I, let's say.
Right. And you know what? I kind of think, Kanye is crazy like a fox, because when is the only time this crazy stuff comes up?
I don't know. He might be wanting attention.
When like an
Why?
album
Because
or something.
he has a project getting ready to be released. That's when all the crazy stuff comes up.
So controversy sells.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Crazy like a fox.
Yeah, I can
On the other
see
hand,
that side of it too.
On the other hand, to think and to say that slavery in this country was just a walk in the park, was just a fun time. Didn't nobody really get hurt. They could have left if they wanted to. That skews the realm of reality.
Very true. But by the same token, you still have people that don't believe the Holocaust ever happened. There's people that believe the damn world is flat.
Hey,
So-
hey, listen, let's not go to that. Let's not go down that path, okay?
No,
Because there's a fighting argument. For,
No. I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong. I'm saying these are ideas that people are putting into
Yeah. And you know
the
what?
public domain.
Yeah, you know what? And he scored 23 points last night.
Yeah, well, I wasn't talking about him particularly, because he's not the only one that I've heard say that they think the world may be flat. So he's not the only one, but yeah, that did come to mind.
I actually think it's sharp, but that's just me.
Well, you're a musician. Flats and sharps go together.
God, it's crazy.
But no, I mean, you have people, like you say, there's something, I got a big project coming up, so what can I do to set me way apart from other people that are launching projects in that particular time frame? So yeah, could very well be, but to say the kind of things that he was saying is where the problem lies.
Okay, so why is that a problem? I mean, this is America, right?
Yeah,
America is my home.
yeah.
America's your home.
Sure enough.
America's your home.
You ain't lying.
So, am I crazy? Am I the one that's crazy? Am I wrong to think that you actually are supposed to have the freedom to speak
According
without any repercussions on you?
Well,
I mean, and there shouldn't be any wells or buts.
what about that one?
You have the right, according to our Constitution,
Mm-hmm.
to say you were protected by the First Amendment. You can
You can
say,
say it.
whatever you want,
Right.
okay? And a lot of people just take that and run with it.
Because the thing is, yes, we have the freedom of speech here. We can say what we want, but that doesn't. The freedom of speech doesn't protect us from the consequence of your speech. Now,
True.
and who's to say that's too much of a consequence and whatnot? Now, I mean, I don't know.
Well, different consequences have happened, been caused by what people say.
But you know what? Don't the consequences then cancel out the idea of freedom of
Yes.
speech?
I see what you're saying.
That's why you have so many trials and litigation, because it's like that guy that said that the school shooting was a hoax and just got sued.
Chip Jones or whatever the hell his name was. Alex Jones.
Alex Jones or whatever. Yeah. Now, there again, he said what he thought. He put it out there, and then it went to litigation, and then the families were awarded
But see,
many bucks.
doesn't the fact that it even went to litigation cancel the idea that
it's free to
freedom-
speak.
that's free to speak?
I see what
Sure.
you're saying.
Sure, me too,
Because
but
in that case, I hated the Klan. I hated the idea of the Klan. But you know what? I loved the idea that they could say what they wanted or how they felt, because that meant I could too.
people said that about Nazis.
Yeah, I think
People say, I don't agree with what you're saying, but I will fight to make sure you're able to say it.
yeah.
Okay? That's kind of what that whole First Amendment thing is built upon.
It's actually very interesting to think, and I'm going to pull like the military into this. It's interesting to think about how many of our vets and people that are in service say that they're fighting for our freedom. And that was always a big kind of question in my mind as a kid. I was like, our freedom for what? I didn't get it. But I understand they was like, you're taking for granted that you can go to school without car bombs going off. So I get that. But it's interesting. Excuse me. That we put that on a pedestal. They fight for our freedom, but then freedom of speech being one of the high topics of things. When people try to do that, it causes these wars, amongst us. And it's like, now wait a minute. What are they fighting for if we can't have a conversation? Now, I don't think you can never escape somebody's consequence to what you say. Every action warrants a reaction somewhere. But I wish that people could have the conversation and it just be that, the conversation. It doesn't have to go to outside. That the idea of canceling people for saying things, I don't subscribe to canceling, because it's like, nah, man, if one side can say something, how come the other side can't?
And how come? And I sincerely believe that that's how change comes about.
Yes.
Because you got one over here, one over there.
Sure.
You don't agree, but tomorrow, y'all may be a little closer. You may not think so, and eventually, because you know what, the far right and the far
I saw you think about that. Like, hold up.
the left and the right.
There you go.
The two extremes of each one are really the same.
Well,
You know what I mean? The extreme liberal and the extreme conservative are the same.
they're extreme.
Well,
I mean, yeah.
But if you really look at it, they're really in the same spot. They're just looking at it from right eye, and that was from the left eye.
But the thing is, okay, it kind of reminds me of Dr. King and Malcolm. They were coming closer together and exchanging ideas when they were both gotten rid of, I guess you could say.
You could say that the light-skinned brother in the FBI decided that we couldn't let them guys get too close together. You know what I mean?
I'm saying because both of them, Malcolm kind of got a little more
Cerebral.
introspective as to, what the other person, in this case Dr. King, was saying. And Dr. King was saying, okay, I follow Gandhi and the nonviolent thing. However, they were still getting
My head
together.
gets so sometimes.
Exactly. And they were getting together, and we never found out what could have happened. I mean, and that may be what the powers that be were afraid of. Because if you look at it, you had black people in America that are over here and over here. And if these two people started getting together, the masses would start to get together. That might wake up a lot of stuff that, let's say, the powers that be didn't want woke up.
Yeah, it's interesting that when you look at things, and I look at my parents, and I didn't understand my parents deeply, or my grandparents, but looking at where they was at and how I was raised, I think it is terribly wrong to look at a black person and say, you are a liberal. You are a liberal. You like those liberal causes. You do those liberal things. Because I believe my parents were conservative.
Most of, I guess I could say most, but a lot of people in that generation were conservative.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But there's a lot of other things involved in that until 1960. Most of the black people in America were Republican.
I don't know about all that.
Oh yes, I'm trying.
I know in North Carolina,
Well, you know, I mean,
them folks,
yeah,
my grandfather,
different parts of the country.
well, it's the South.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And I was in the South, in the deep South, and
Trying to
you
tell
were-
me Carolina is not the deep South where they chased us
No,
literally
I'm
through the
saying,
streets, the
I'm
KKK
saying
after
it's
church
all-
on a Sunday?
That's
Nigga.
all the deep South. That's what I'm saying. That's all the deep South. The southern states, remember that war that they had? Yeah, that's the ones in the South. That's the South. And they drew the line, and we had nothing to do with it, for it, or about it in the beginning. But, as I say, when you go through a lot of that generation, everybody had I like Ike buttons, I like Ike this, and Ike was a Republican, and a lot of black people.
Ike Turner was a Republican.
You never know. I think Ike Turner was independent.
Oh, Tea Party face ass.
But you know, but no, I mean the thing is, if you look at it, the party that Abraham Lincoln was a Republican, and so a lot of the surviving black people from that point on,
Some,
yes,
not a lot, some.
oh, it's pretty well. There's a lot I ran into.
Well, that's a
And
lot.
all over the South, it's been different levels, like you say. You know, you know, but prior to 1960, you had I'm not going to say a majority, you just had a good amount of people that were black, that were Republicans, and you had even more, whether they voted Republican or Democrat, that were, like you say, conservative.
Well, I'll just say this.
In that, I mean,
I'll
in
just say
that
this.
generation.
I'll just say this. From that generation, William Brooke was a senator or whatever from Massachusetts. It was a big deal because he was a light-skinned brother. But he got elected in 1956. And he was the only Republican then on a national stage that they would show. It's him. They wouldn't show any others. Just one. That's one guy.
That's right. But they rode on that.
Yeah, the Republicans rode on that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, it didn't help them in North Carolina,
Well,
where or South Carolina, or Maryland,
well, Georgia, you know, all through there, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, well, and Texas, you know. So that was all of them were definitely treating black people like shit all through there, as I can see. So, you know, things, I mean,
But my question is, is Kanye West and Herschel Walker the same damn person?
I don't know. Yeah, Herschel might be a little taller. Maybe Kanye's wearing the lifts.
I can't find, and it's interesting to me that there are two, and they're not even the same generation.
No.
But
Herschel's a
they
little older.
seem to be a throwback to the days of yes sir boss. Should I fetch that stick for you, boss? Yes sir boss.
Absolutely.
And they're being rewarded in different ways. Herschel likes the fame and of course the women. So they reward him with say this, yes sir boss. I get that, yes sir boss. Yes sir boss.
Well,
And Kanye is more of a money guy, so he uses little things to spend to get money, and more money, and more money, and the more money he gets,
the more outrageous he is.
the more crazy he acts because he
So I'm
figures
saying,
his money gonna
Lord.
save him. The money gonna save him, right?
Yeah, man, that's crazy to me. Again, I've been talking about this a lot more lately. I mean, not this particular, but just about money. But I really firmly believe that you can have too much money. Okay. Never mind. Let me not judge everybody else's pockets. For me, I completely believe that I'm going to be wealthy, but there would be a certain point where it's like I don't really want no more. Don't leave me alone with that.
The thing is, set as an entertainer, okay? Now, you get more and more fame, more and more wealth. But then you get to the point where you say, you know, I got enough. God has blessed me
Amen.
tremendously. But your creative juices won't let you stop creating.
True.
So that will generate more and more capital funds.
True.
know, money gonna come because the thing is, if you was just doing it for the money, then you'd make an album or whatever they make now, Steve DVD, whatever, just something. You'd be on Sirius Radio, whatever the hell you're on. But anyway, that's going to generate that money. Then you go, okay, that's enough of that, and I didn't do it because I'm creatively driven. I did it to get this amount of cash, and I'm done.
See, I think that's where Kanye switched. I think Kanye was completely. I mean, obviously, he wanted when he was younger, he wanted to get paid,
Sure.
but he was so about his creativity, about the art, about making the music, and that spawned off, and then there was a switch, and it was about the money, and now it's like he's going crazy trying to make sure the money's right, and it's just like, bro, you. I don't know, bro.
You got more money than a lot of us will make in several lifetimes if we were around that long. But the whole thing is,
when is enough enough?
money. Well, the thing is, it's really weird because things that I've heard from people from other countries, it's like, he's like, well, in your country, money is an end. In my country, money is a means. Okay, so the thing is, what he's saying, we get to a point where, oh, I got money, I'm done. I'm gonna just protect that. Whereas, if you made more money, you could actually do more things for people around you. You and your family and your people that you believe in as far as their creative juices or whatever. And you can continue to do that, but to just hoard it and say, "Oh, I got this big old bank account," that's not the end. Once I get the money, if I ever got as much money as my mind tells me I should have, then I would be able to help a lot of other people.
Yeah. And
As well as
that'd
myself.
be my thing. I mean, I
I'm
do
not-
that now, and I'm a broke ass. But
Exactly.
it's like
I still, and the thing is, you volunteer your time, you share your talent, until you can say, oh, well, here's a few dollars to help you guys.
yeah, I'm
get,
past that point. I put my dues in on
Oh yeah.
just sharing for sharing's sake.
Exactly.
Okay, wait. Let's talk about this real quick because that's a question I used to ask. You wake up tomorrow morning and you got $100 million in your account. And you know what? Just for the sake of what we're talking about, they're not coming for it. It wasn't a mistake. It was a blessing. All right.
Yes.
You got $100 million liquid in the account. What are the first 5 things you're doing with the money, or with some money? First 5 things.
Oh.
I mean, and significant things. Not I gotta go get me a drink.
No,
like that.
no. First thing, I would thank God. And that's important
Amen.
in my mind and in my life. I would, say thank you, Lord, however this came about.
Yes.
Then the second thing is I would look into things by which, now that I have money, I can help change. Third thing I would do is probably get me a drink. And that would be significant just in the overall scope of things. And then I would just try to live my life. I guess I only got 4. Because I just try to live my life, and then other things will sprout out from that.
Okay. Oh, okay. Dad?
Yeah, thank you. And second would be, Lord, I would get a 4-house cul-de-sac. Brand new houses, boom, 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 boom. Situate you and yours, Megan and hers, and then just a general house, the house for me. Well, I'd kind of let things go from there and kind of be like a benevolent king or whatever.
All right.
But you know, I mean, hey.
But what else is there? What else is there to do? I mean, you can help people around the world, but you know what? I'm helping if I help mine.
Sure.
Because then mine see the example, and they can expand on that. Because whatever I got, I ain't taking it with me when I leave. So.
Yeah.
And then also, there may be investments that you might want to make, and stuff, because the deal is, in my experience, just having money in the bank is just, it's not doing nothing. You're not doing nothing with it. It's just sitting there. It's making interest, okay, but the whole thing is, you know, you have to stop and go, hey, why was I blessed to this extent, and why shouldn't I be able to accomplish things that I could not accomplish when I was less wealthy? So, you know, it wouldn't be like you know, that's a great thing, 5 things, but you know, it was like 2 or 3 things that you think of would lead into 10.
I feel you.
So, you know, you're not, but I mean, I can't see like, first thing I'm gonna do is go out and buy a Bentley.
I'm about to ask that. No, okay. Let me rephrase the question.
You know,
We talking strictly, we spending dollars.
Absolutely.
What are the? And I'm gonna cut it to 3. What are 3 big purchases? Now, Dad, you said the 4-house
The
cul-de-sac.
right.
I ain't gonna lie. I'd take that house, but because I'm gonna be rich too.
Right.
Actually, never mind. If this was tomorrow, never mind. We going wherever the house is
We're
at.
gonna do that. We're gonna do that.
Because right now we're.
I didn't see you had to move us to that's yours.
Oh, amen. Because right now we're in my apartment, aka the recording studio, aka Hustler Entertainment Studios. We in everything right now, so I will move to the house.
You could rent it out.
But okay, so and I'll count that as 1 for you, a 4-house cul-de-sac. But what are 3 purchases that you're like, I'm buying this? Whether it's because it's like I've always wanted it, or it's like, nah, this would be great for this reason, whatever. 3 purchases that you would do. And Pop, I already got 1 from you.
RV.
RV? What size? One like a big old bus one?
Yeah, like a huge one, where
have
if
some
I go down the road, when I go down the road, if I want 4 or 5 people can come.
We don't want motherfuckers.
People, bring the people in here. No, but the thing is, you know, okay, well, you're not done. That's only 2.
Yeah, and hell, we just spending money. I'm buying a studio, recording studio. Since you got some examples of my recording engineering work, I can engineer like the mug in that bitch. And
Just making a customized studio to every program you know. Be like,
yeah. And if I hear somebody on the street that sound like they can do something, come on in here. I got a beat for you or whatever the hell. Let's go. Boom. That's what I would do.
Nice. All right.
Oh yeah.
Now, would this be a home studio? So this at your house, or you like its own like
Just go
professional?
out
You got to
and-
build you in a
no,
building.
no,
In a
no, no,
10,000
no.
square foot warehouse.
It's not gonna be at the house.
Shit, I don't know y'all like that.
It's not gonna be at the house. Now there could be another one at the house. You know what I mean?
Well, that's a given.
This one over here is no. You know, and it's intended to be money generating.
So like Bad Boy Studios or Aftermath, and you know
Yeah.
a record label basically studio type studio. Okay, dope. All right, clear.
Well, first I have to get a nice, well-appointed, mid-size SUV.
Right.
Then I need to have a house that's big enough for me and Sharon to not be all crowded and everything. And still, like if people come over, we could have them stay for a minute. Then I would take care of my, my kids, right? And so they could probably I think what I would do is I would give them a certain amount of money.
I was
and
about to
they-
ask, how much would you give each kid?
they will be able to start and fulfill their dreams.
All right.
So I mean,
You gotta-
the amount.
No, we
the-
want amounts in here,
the
people.
the amount could vary depending on what they want. But
Oh, you
I
wouldn't just give them a set amount and be like, do your thing?
Well, I would just give them here, pay your bills, pay off that stuff, and then we would talk about where we're going to go from here. So I think I would just help them pay stuff off and get settled. I don't necessarily need to have them close, like in a cul-de-sac, but I mean maybe just right down the street, so that the kids could walk back and forth between, but not necessarily all in like a compound.
Okay.
That would be good. You could buy, just buy a whole bunch of land and just have a compound.
Oh, that's
Have
definitely that's my plan.
That's
I'm
what
gonna do
and that way I could have family close by, but far enough away.
I want to build a town, but I'm not sure how to pull it off because
Yeah.
I want to call it like Dudley Town. Not you know what? I love my last name, but it don't ring in like Dudley Town and Dudleyville. Oh,
yeah.
wait a minute, Dudleyville. Anyway, regardless,
There's a girl.
Dudleyboro.
I want that, but
That girl.
it's messed up because I want it to be a
Dudleyville.
black people neighborhood and gated, but I don't know how you say no beef because my girl's white. So I'm like, she get the pass. You feel me to live there?
Well, the whole thing
But-
is you have to be
Well,
you have to be selected, but not necessarily on that basis.
Right.
There's a lot
But
of-
you know what? To live in Dudville, it's not a state of color.
It's just
It's a state of mind.
First of all, Dudville, I don't like it. It sounds like they got quicksand there.
or maybe there's a swamp to drain or something.
No, actually, no, that was kind of a joke. My real kind of idea is I would love to build a community for that have houses that are for my family. That they could come and don't have to pay rent, so everybody could get their money up. I mean, there will be dues because I ain't no sucker. Y'all gonna play me like that. I don't care if you my first cousin, but I also want to see everybody win. You know what I
Homeowners
mean?
Association.
So I definitely see that. But okay, you got 100 million, and okay, so let's say both of you guys, you get your kids each, however many kids y'all got, a house and a car. They're settled in that area. Now you're like, all right, I'm about to just cut them a lump sum of money. How much is that lump sum for each child?
Let me see. To start them out, I'd have to say maybe a couple mil.
So 2
Yep.
million each?
Yep. I mean, if I got 100,
Yeah. Okay.
You know, so I mean, and it's only the two of them, but then I have grandkids and everything. But if I
See,
give
now
them
are you factoring in the grandkids and be
No.
like, hey, I'm giving y'all some money, so make sure you take care of the babies?
Well, no.
Oh.
The whole thing is, I would set up like trust funds for them because they're minors. So I set up trust funds for them and also their future education.
Word.
So then that way, whatever amount of money they have in life, they'll know how to handle it.
I feel it.
They need, but the main thing is set up their education so that, you know, they can matriculate through school, and then when it's time for college, like bam, tuition's paid. You know, books, they already got a nice place to stay if they want. If they don't want to stay with their parents, then they can go ahead on get a nice little place. Cause I might have room in the compound. So
Okay,
that as the
alright.
grandkids grow up, they'll be able to have
I
something.
feel okay. So, but back to my original question though, a couple million, so 2 million.
2 million.
So you dip 4 million on the kids. How about you?
3.
3. Now are we okay? I don't. How do I
Is that
say it? Is that
Yes.
3 million per child.
Yes.
per all?
Yes.
Okay. Hey man, you can't.
You know how he is. He
You know.
raised you.
Oh,
You knew.
okay. You did. Yes. Move it on. Okay. Now, so you would set up stuff for funds for your grandkids. Now, but you're still. How old are yours?
Future generations.
How,
My grandkids.
Yeah. How old are yours right
They're 7, 12, and 17. They're all 5 years apart.
now? Okay. And dad. What the youngest is
You.
in the 6th grade.
Oh,
No, the
not-
grandkids.
Grandkids.
No. Barry, how old is
no,
he?
he's the same age as your nemesis. Karis.
What? Harris, what? Okay.
Sounds like a superhero villain.
So then
supervillain
that's-
situation. It's my nemesis.
She 12. So 12, and
She's-
then Karis 15, and then Barry 15, Kia 16, Christian 18, and Couture 19. So two of them are grown now.
Well, they're college age.
Yeah, I know.
And
That tasted funny coming out of my mouth saying
but
that. Ugh.
they're college age.
Yeah.
But they ain't never gonna be grown.
Yeah, for real.
And according to legality, they are
Legally,
adults, but
they out here.
we don't know how their state of mind.
Although I see your grandson posted a TikTok. He was at work and it was dancing. It was a dancing video, and he was like doing the worm on the floor, and I was like, you're in the middle of Staples, boy. Are you not working? How do we have time for this? Does nobody see you jumping up and down and rock? Like, what are you doing?
Maybe that was before they opened the store.
But
A little morning workout.
okay, so how would you go about with the grandkids? Would you also do a fund, or since they're a little bit older?
You know what I would do for the ones that are college age, I would create I would create jobs for all of them within figuring out the family tree and genes, that kind of shit. I'd get them all versed in that and pay them to do that and get up to speed on that and do all that. That's what I would do. Set
Okay, that's also okay. I was about to say Casey. I gotta get that right. Casey, and again, we're just saying this is tomorrow. She's in school.
Yeah.
Now, what if she's like, "Hey, Grandpa, listen, I'm with you, but I don't have time for this. But I would like money." What do you say in that instance?
I would say when you're on TikTok, do this. each time you're on there, and you get paid for that. That's what I would say.
Do what? Don't pimp your granddaughter out. do what? We're like, all right, you want this money?
I would figure out a way for her to do a little research or a little reaching out or something. I would find something. I would find a
Okay.
way.
Okay, but now, would that be a sideline, because they not all are going to want to say, "Oh, I want to be in Grandpa's business."
It's not Grandpa's business.
Well,
This is creating a job and a way for them to make money instead of having to struggle and go out there in the street and not get paid. Plain and simple.
But that's what I'm saying, though. If they go to school and, okay, say for instance they want to go to a trade school. Say for instance they want to go to a performing arts school.
Excuse me.
And then when they get done with that, they want to pursue those careers.
Yeah.
So that what you have set up would kind of be
No,
in addition
this is just something for them as they're doing their other stuff. No
Right.
matter. What
I was about to
That's-
say is
right,
for the
Yeah.
high school ones, that would be perfect. You know,
Yeah.
dude, that's your side job.
'Cause you definitely, it's right. You always.
But
find
what is
it going
okay
to
now?
high
How
school.
I want to know what that translate to monetarily, like.
How much you go pay?
I know, like, what exactly would they be doing? Like, how would you $10 an hour? Like, Grandpa, you got 100 mil? You got me flipping pages for $10 an hour?
Yeah.
I love it. Cool.
Because you know what? Number one, you got to figure out the value of money.
Amen.
And number two, this shit ain't easy. Just like this. I'll give you a good example.
He said, I just got this money. I've been working.
I got this. Okay, so the two middle ones, Karis and Kia, wanted to go see this Korean boy band who was on tour this past summer, right? Mm-hmm. And I, not knowing anything, said, "Oh, you do? Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'll buy you the tickets, then you work the tickets off at my house." They said, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
So I watched, the tickets came up, and I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be easy peasy, right? Boom, boom, boom. No.
No.
It wasn't easy peasy. But since I said, I'll get the tickets, y'all work it off, I got the tickets. And it took them all just about, well, it took them a month of working it off. And they never worked so hard in their damn lives.
Amen.
You know what I mean? They got down the ground and was dead and pulling grass for them $200 tickets. You damn right they was.
Hey, I ain't mad at you. I was just G-checking. I was just trying to see where you was at with it. Hell yeah, that's what you getting paid. That's the going rate.
But I'm
The
just
thing
saying
is,
that to learn the value
It
of
helped,
the
right.
money. It don't matter what I got.
It helps to instill a work ethic.
Yeah,
It helps to instill a work ethic, because just like that money came, that money can go. That got.
yeah.
You wake up the next day,
Anybody's
it's gone.
life.
Say, how much? Can you spend $100 million in a day? Go.
Actually, you can. But
I think you can too.
oh, sure. People go, well, how can I spend that much? No, please.
But none
it's
of
easy.
that's easy. None of that. I mean, I'm not just gonna give it to them.
Don't want to be spoiled like
in
that.
the end, it's for them.
Nobody gave
But-
it to you.
But
So
well,
why-
Well, yeah,
why-
they did.
No. Before the 100 million.
Now I say this.
But no, I mean we were fortunate in that we were raised in good environments around good people. Our parents were good people, and they instilled in us a work ethic. In other words, if you want something, work for it. You know, it's like, hey, you want a bigger house? Well, work for it. You know, you want a nicer car, work for it.
I don't
And
know.
that's-
Now today, you're right. No, let me not cut that off. That the sentiment is absolutely correct, boy. But you know,
It's- hey.
in 1962, houses was $11,000.
Sure. But no,
Like-
exactly. 11,000, 10,000.
Hey,
There
hey,
were so many
look.
$10,000 homes in the CD in the early 60s. You
Listen,
you know.
the pink house on Morgan Street,
Yeah.
46th
Yeah, yeah,
Morgan.
yeah.
My parents brought that for $12,000.
Yeah.
Do you know what it costs today? You know what it is on the market today in 2022?
2022, yeah.
You know what it's worth?
Oh, somewhere up close to $1 million.
Yeah,
Yeah.
650. 650.
That's more than $500,000.
I
That's the
seen.
same. That's the same place that I just about tossed my sister out the window from the second story. Same house.
Same house.
Someone almost died there.
That's right.
That's the same house I peed in the closet in.
Well, hey, you know.
Okay, well, we're gonna get into embarrassing stories on the next episode, cause it's getting time. So
Yes.
Oh yeah. So anyhow, I think we figured out that they probably are the same person. Just within one body.
Herschel
one
West?
Head, one head is bigger.
Oh, Kanye Walker fool?
Kanye Walker. Yeah. Kanye Walker.
Yeah.
Big head.
Still got the same initials.
Yeah.
Oh, snap! Illuminati move.
Anyway, you know what? Thank y'all folks for once again joining us as we explore those subjects that other folks dare not touch. And again, peace, love, and soul.
Oh my goodness. Gee, your voice wasn't deep enough. Just saying. Hey, thanks for stopping by. And I'm still Cliff Barnes. He's still several different people in one body. We will see y'all on the next episode.
All of us.
Thanks for stopping in.